What's up, guys? This is Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to give you guys a very quick update about the markets. Just know that I'm not a financial planner, so take nothing that way. And also check out my Moomoo link. Deposit $100, you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. Deposits $2,000, you're guaranteed 30, and the offer ends at the end of March. Anyways, so as far as the market's going, we're still looking bearish. The whole market is dumping right now, looking at our ETFs, our indices, our futures, and many individual tickers like Tesla and Nvda. The whole market is still continuing to fall. Now, despite this fall that's happening, I just want to say there is a big level to watch for on Tesla and also on SPY and these tickers. I'm going to talk about what those levels are, but let me first talk about a couple of things. So, the consumer inflationary expectations report was at 3.1%. This was technically below expectations. As soon as that report came out, the market ended up actually holding up to some extent. But like I said before, we're still relatively weak despite that. Also involving Tesla, their sales are down all over the world, and there's actually a worldwide protest going on. We're seeing people protesting across the globe against Tesla and Elon Musk. Many Tesla facilities across the US are facing protests and vandalism in response to the political role of Elon Musk, who owns the manufacturer. This is some big news that's come out. Most quote unquote Tesla takedown protests have been peaceful, but there have been a few that were very destructive, as we saw fires breaking out in many showrooms and charging stations in Colorado and Massachusetts, last week. So that's important news. There was also some arrests that happened, so not the best of news for Tesla. And we're continuing to see this negative sentiment involving their sales and more price downgrades, which I talked about earlier. So lots of bad news for Tesla in the markets. We're continuing to fall, especially because Donald Trump mentioned that the US could be entering a recession this year. So the fear is still there. There's no sign of us bouncing yet. I'm watching this gap support around this like 237 area, very close to that area, to see if Tesla holds. If we can't hold around that 237 area, I think we could be dipping down to about 233. This resistance right here becomes support. And then if that fails us, we could easily fill this gap all the way down to about 218. So, in all honesty, Tesla is weak, it's bearish, no sign of a bounce yet, and we're continuing to fall. However, despite how weak we've been, we're going to be watching this 237 to 240 area to see if Tesla could hold. If we lose 237, I'm going to be a lot more cautious. I think there's going to be a bigger risk of downside, so please be very careful. Tesla still looks weak, but let's see if this support holds or not. If it doesn't, we're going to continue to fall to fill our gaps. On top of this, when you go to the 4-hour time frame, as you could see, we're just continuing to, get decimated. Tesla has been trying to form a bullish divergence, but there's no sign of any kind of bounce or reversal yet. So for the time being, we're just going to follow the price action, and we're still more bearish. So watch the support I called out, and just know that Tesla's looking relatively weak. On SPY, it's the same thing essentially. We're continuing to make lower highs and lower lows. You want to see SPY try to get a nice base here, but like I said before, we're still relatively weak. When we go to the daily time frame, you want to see SPY get back above 569. I want to see us reclaim that to see any hope of a bounce. If we can't hold that, I'm watching this level right here. So we had this cup and handle on SPY near 564. So like right here, if you go back on the charts, we formed this cup and then handle back in 2024. And this was our very key resistance right here at this like 563 to 564 area. That is where SPY is testing right now. So that area, which used to be resistance, is now going to become support. I want to see SPY hold this. If we can't hold it, we remain bearish. As of right now, we are bearish, but we will see if on the daily chart we could hold around that area. That's the first support. You want to see it hold around that 563, 564 area, around that range. You want to see us hold there. And then you also want to see us break past 569, for us to turn a little bit more bullish. So far, not looking good, guys. We're still weak, so we're still favoring downside, but we'll see if we end up getting bought back up or not. For now, the bears have a bigger edge, so just follow the price action as we look bearish. On the QQQ, we look bearish. We're rejecting very hard right now. We're approaching, a very big resistance near this 475 area. There's also support right here around that 470 zone. So I think we're watching 471 to see if we hold around there. We're still looking a little bit more bearish and we're still falling. I want to see this reclaim like 490 for this to really see any sign of a bounce. We're not there, guys. We're still looking very weak on the triple Q. So there's going to be a risk of further downside. Unfortunately, no sign of a bounce yet. On the Russell 2000, we're still relatively weak. We're still dumping. I want to see this try to hold around 200. We're at 202, which is the first support, then 200. We'll see if those hold. But for now, we're still looking bearish. ES has lost 5,700, which is a bad sign. We're looking for 5650 as our potential target. If that fails us, we could be dipping all the way down to the low 5600s. We're still looking bearish. SPX looks weak, same setup. NQ is looking bearish. We were supposed to hold above 20,000. We failed there, so we're looking for 19,500 as our target. Need to hold around there. If not, we have 19,250 coming next, which is where this imbalance is. We still look more bearish. Bitcoin's at 80,000. If that does not hold, I think we dipped to about 77,000. Still looks bearish. For Nvda, we look bearish. We were supposed to get back above 110. We're not holding that, so we could be dipping closer to 105. Watch and see if 105 holds. If not, we could be dipping closer to about the low 100s. Even 100 flat is a very psychological area, like right over here. So 100 to 101 is what I'd be watching for if we lose 105. We could be dipping towards 105, so we still look kind of weak on Nvidia. Tesla's barely at 239. We could be dipping to 237. If it doesn't hold, we could be looking for a dip all the way down to 231. Keep in mind, we're already down so much for the day. So, even if we do base here, there's still further risk of downside as time goes on. Apple is at 226. We're watching to see if we can hold 225 at our 200 EMA. If that doesn't hold, we dump all the way down to 219. So we still look bearish. Coin is looking weak. We're still dumping right here. We want to see this get back above 200. If we can't do that, we're going to continue to fall. There's going to be a risk of us dipping towards 190 flat, then 184. Amazon is bearish. We have this other gap right here to fill. I think 190 is our main supports. No sign of a bounce yet. Meta is more bearish. We were not able to bounce yet. We lost 600, which is a bad sign. We're looking for supports right over here where we're at, around this 588 area. If that fails us, we're looking for 580 flats, and eventually 574 as we look bearish. Microsoft is looking more bearish. We're rejecting, so we're looking for 380, then eventually 375 as supports. Google has support at 165. If that fails us, we could be dipping more, so we still look more bearish. Unfortunately, we're looking bearish. The VIX is bullish. No sign of bouncing yet for the markets. Watch and see if Tesla can hold its critical supports. If not, we still have another giant gap to fill all the way down here around this 218 area. I was personally hoping we would see some kind of rebound soon. We'll see if that happens, though. It's not 100% validated, but we have to just wait and see how we react to our supports. And just keep in mind that the best thing to do is just watch your price action, watch your levels, and see if the market tries to bounce or base. We're not showing it yet in the charts as I'm recording this video, but there is still hope for the future. So for now, follow the price action, follow the charts as we're looking a bit more bearish. Watch and see if the supports I called out end up holding just to be safe. And with that being said, I appreciate you guys so much for listening. So please have a great rest of your day. I'll be back with another update in a couple of hours. Until then, have a good one and peace out.